Amanda here, and today we're talking about a brand new collection coming soon from Lethal Cosmetics. Of course, I'm sure you've seen this around online. They've been sneaking it for a while. This is the Adventure Time collaboration. This is a pretty big collection. There are a lot of individual pieces here. We have some special accessories. We have this big eyeshadow palette, and there are cheeks, lips, liners, all kinds of fun stuff for us to explore. Just FYI, this collection is launching on May 29th. That's when it will be available for sale on the Lethal website. And if this is anything like their Avatar: The Last Airbender collection, there was a pretty high demand for that one. And some of the pieces sold out pretty quickly, especially the special accessory type pieces. So I have a feeling that that may be the case for this one as well. I'm not a big fan of FOMO. I'm not a big fan of panic buying. So just keep in mind that those Avatar pieces did sell out quickly, but they did do a restock. I don't know if they're going to be able to do a restock of this one or not, but just putting all the information out there for you. I'm a fan of taking a deep breath, really thinking through your purchases before you make them. But if there is something here that you're really, really excited about, I have a feeling that a couple of these pieces, particularly some of the really special accessory type pieces, will most likely sell out pretty quickly. Do with that information what you will. I'm going to take you through all the individual pieces, give you as much information as I possibly can. And of course, I'll also take you through a tutorial for the look that I'm wearing today, which includes a bunch of these Adventure Time makeup items. So let's start with some of these special accessories first.
We're starting off strong with this Jake the Dog makeup bag. This is priced at 29 US dollars. And aside from the fact that this is just very cute, I love all the little details, the tail, the ears, these zipper pulls are really nice. They have that rubberized soft touch matte feel, and they're the Jake the Dog and Finn characters. I like the contrast zipper. The interior has a really bright, beautiful print on the interior fabric. I just think all the details are so nice. I like that the details are embroidered and not printed on, so it just seems like a really high quality, and it feels like a high quality product. I don't think that seeing the dimensions written out in inches or centimeters really tells you the full story of a makeup bag. I want to see how much stuff actually fits inside. I think that's just a better gauge for me as somebody who actually packs and uses my makeup bags. So I started off just with all of the other smaller products in the bag here. Actually, the palette from this collection does not fit inside the Jake the Dog makeup bag, so I just grabbed my Enchanted Autumn palette. This is the size palette that I typically will travel with anyway, and this does fit just fine inside. I started pulling some other items from my vanity to see how much I could fit in there. So aside from the pieces that are already part of this collection inside, I could fit a full-size 12-pan palette and foundation, two concealers, a bunch of liquid blush, and I already had inside a cream blush, that highlighter compact, some eyeliner, some lip glosses. So you really can fit a decent amount in here. There's that little BMO Pocket Mirror. There's a lot in here, and I can definitely fit probably a weekend's worth of makeup inside. So that is a pretty darn good makeup bag in my opinion. Let's take a close-up look at this adorable pocket mirror. This is the BMO mirror. It's $13 and it has the different faces on the front just based on the movement. I think that's super cute. The details carry over to the back as well. This also has some nice details. These are not printed on buttons. They're actually separate pieces inside. There's two mirrors, so it's a double-sided mirror. And I can tell these are nice clear mirrors. No way to tell other than using it how protective this case is, but it feels nice and high quality. Also that rubberized soft touch matte finish on the mirror as well. I love the accessories in this collection. I do find myself more drawn towards the BMO mirror and Jake the dog makeup bags than this headband. This is the Finn the human headband. This is great if you like this type of thing for doing your skincare routine, keeping your hair out of your face. I am not one that uses these headbands very often, but I know they're super popular. This one is very cute. It's also $13, has the little fin ears. It's soft, stretchy, feels nice and comfy. It's just not the type of product I personally use a lot, but if you're into this and you're a huge fan of the show, then I think that this is super cute. They did a great job with the accessories. They're fun, they're relevant to both the makeup world and the show. Sometimes that is a difficult line to cross. So I think all around they've done great on the packaging for all these products. I love the individual attention to detail for each of the characters. We really see that here on the lip scrub and lip mask. These are not really designed to be a set, although you could definitely use them together, but the scents are not matching, I guess is what I'm getting at. The Tree Trunks lip scrub is an apple pie scent, and then the Peppermint Butler is, of course, a peppermint scent. The lip scrub and lip mask are 15 US dollars each. This apple pie lip scrub has a sweet apple scent. It's definitely a very gritty lip scrub. It has a little bit of a pie crust crumble kind of texture, but compared to something like the ColourPop ones, this one is quite gritty. I haven't used the Peppermint Butler lip mask yet. I already have two lip masks open, so I don't want to dig into another one, but this smells really good. It's got a strong sweet peppermint smell. Now we have some more lip products. These are the lip glosses. These are $17.50 US each. I'm specifying the US price because Lethal is a German brand, so their prices are often listed in euro and other currency as well. So I'm being very specific about the US dollar price. These two lip glosses are two of the four lip products in this collection. I don't have the other two, but there are some lip balms. Those are $15 each. I only have the glosses. That's what they sent in the PR package, but I will link to their swatches of the lip balm so you can see those as well. They look very cute. There are a couple of other products that were not included in my PR package that I'm personally interested in, and the lip balms are definitely in that category. I'm a lip balm girly, so it makes sense. The Finn the Human gloss is a super shimmery blue, but it has a warm, almost golden shift. But this is a very blue gloss, whereas the Jake the Dog gloss looks like a golden pink in the tube, but it definitely just shows more of that pink flip once it's applied. And I'm actually going to put on the Jake the Dog lip gloss for my look for the tutorial. So you'll get to see that one in action. I will say that when I was wearing this lip gloss, I could feel some of those little glitter particles when I touched my lips together. I'm not a big glittery lip type of gal, so it's just not my personal preference. But I think it looks really cute. It definitely makes sense within the whole collection. I just don't personally love it. I love the packaging. I just think I would prefer a lip balm over a glittery gloss based on my own aesthetic preferences. Now we do have two eyeliners. These are 15 US dollars each. Both of these eyeliners have a little bit of sparkle. The Ice King liquid eyeliner is a lot more glittery, but the black one also has a little bit of shimmer as well. These have a very thin brush tip applicator. If you haven't been around my channel much before, I'm not a big eyeliner girly, and when I do go for eyeliner, I'm definitely not going to go for a liquid eyeliner. And if I did go for a liquid eyeliner, I would absolutely go for something other than this little brush tip. You have to be very talented to use this, and this is not a talent that I personally possess. However, I think with this Ice King shimmery, glittery situation, I could definitely put something together. I want to do some more looks because this big colorful palette is so fun and I just didn't really get a chance to show its full potential to get this video done in time ahead of the product releases. I want to do some more looks with this palette, so I want to include the eyeliner in one of those looks. Let me know if you're interested in that. We have some cheek products. There are a few blushes that I don't have in hand. They sent me the Marceline blush, and all the blushes are $17 each. The Marceline cream blush is the only color changing pH reactive type deal. The three other blushes that I don't have in hand right now are just a regular cream to powder formula. They do not change color. Those are also $17 each. I will definitely link to the Lethal Cosmetics swatches so that you can see those. I'm interested in at least one of those blushes, so I think I'm going to be placing an order along with the rest of the Adventure Time fans out there. But I'm glad that I got to test out specifically this Marceline cream blush because it's color changing. It goes on black and then it starts to shift color and it also starts to shift intensity, which is something that I learned the hard way by putting it on my face, and you are going to get to experience along with me. So, as you can see, when it first goes on, it's almost like this black wash. And when I first put that onto my cheeks, I was like, oh, I actually don't hate it. So it does change color though, as you will see in real time. We also have one highlighter. This is the Lady Rainicorn highlighter, and this one is 23 US dollars. This is the only highlighter in the collection. It's got that different rainbow stripes. If you look closely, it's all that translucent white base, but with different colors of shift throughout. So you can actually swipe it on and get a little bit of a rainbow effect on your face. I love this. This is sort of a blast from the past of, 10 years ago, beauty YouTube. This type of thing would have been really trendy and crazy. So I love seeing this come back in a way. I think this makes perfect sense with the collection. The Lady Rainicorn character is well represented. It's fun, it's a little bit kooky. I think that's what a cartoon collab should be. Now, look at that swatch. See how much darker and bolder and bigger it's gotten? Well, kind of the same thing happens on my face. So, as you could see, the pan was fresh here. I had not even swatched this. I just went straight in and put it on my face. And so I took a little bit on my fingertip. I was definitely nervous because it is black when it first goes on, and I thought, what have I done? I don't think that I can pull off this shade of blush personally. So I did just a little bit at a time. I tapped a little bit in, and as soon as I started blending it in and I started getting more of that berry tone, I thought, oh, okay, this is actually kind of subtle. This actually looks pretty cool and interesting and good and way better than any other pH product that I've ever tried. I was still being a little bit dainty because I was still putting this super dark cream blush on my face and I was a little bit nervous. As I went through the process, I became convinced on this cheek. Okay, this actually looks good. This looks cute. It is a dark berry. I love it. So then, fast forward to the other side, I'm like, all right, I understand this product now. It's subtle. It's way more subtle than you think it's going to be for literally an in the pan black blush. So I decided, hey, when I move over to this other cheek, I'm just going to go for it because this blush is subtle. Keep that in mind as you watch this play out because this is 100% user error and user hubris. I said, okay, this looks cute. Let's put a lot on. So I just took a big old scoop of that blush and started blending it in and said, "Yep, look how sweet and soft and subtle this little berry blush is. My, aren't I adorable?" Well, remember seeing the swatch on my hand after it was there for a few minutes? How much more bold and intense it became? Well, that's about to happen on my face. And just keep in mind that on the first cheek, I thought it was too subtle and I wanted more color payoff. So I decided to go a little bit harder on the second cheek. Yeah, just remember that as we move through the rest of this makeup application. Here, the finished product, so subtle, so cute, so chic. Let's add some rainbow highlighter. So I did what any normal person would do. I picked up my fan brush because that's what this highlighter made me think of back in the early 2010s when rainbow stripe highlighters were all over Instagram and all the girlies were using fan brushes to apply them. So that's what I did. And I think it looks super cute. I love the shade. I love the shift. It's subtle enough that I would absolutely wear this anytime, but I can build it up to be more colorful and intense and dramatic if I want to. Definitely one of my favorite pieces from this collection is the Lady Rainicorn highlighter. I would say of the things we've already seen, I would recommend the Jake the Dog makeup bag, the BMO mirror, and the Lady Rainicorn highlighter. So far, those are my faves. I also really like the palette, but we haven't gotten there yet, so I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Here's after I finish my eyeshadow and I'm looking at the finished product and I'm like, oh, I guess that blush is a lot more intense. Now it kind of pulls from that pink in the eyeshadow. And then remember, I thought the blush was too subtle. So I did go a little bit more hard on the second cheek and look at that blush. The realization sinking in that I have overdone the blush in a way that is incomprehensible even for me. So I decided to tone it down just a little bit, especially just to make it match the other side. I don't mind it being bold, but I do need it to be a little bit more reined in. So I just took a little bit of my skin tint and went around the edges and sort of toned it down a little bit, and it looks much, much more manageable. So keep in mind, this does intensify after a few minutes. Don't be like me. Don't assume that the soft berry subtlety is what you're going to end up with, because you might be caught looking crazy Marie Antoinette cheeks like me. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate it. I don't love that PH pink, but I don't hate it, especially for what it is. I think it's kind of fun. But at the end of the day, I am more interested in the other blushes in this collection, the regular cream to powder blushes, so I probably will pick up a couple of those. Let's focus now on the final piece that I have for today's video, and that's the Candy Kingdom palette. This is 59 US dollars. The cover has a little bit of a squishy plump feel. I'm sure that you've felt other palettes like this before, but it's not just a flat, hard, regular cardboard piece. It is a little bit squishy. And I think that plays perfectly into the whole cartoon aesthetic. I love the bright, fun colors. I am so happy that the actual shades inside the palette reflect the shades on the cover and reflect the shades found in the Adventure Time TV show. I'm not even usually one to A, love a big palette, B, love a rainbow palette, and C, love a palette that's a little bit scattered around. This isn't exactly arranged in rainbow order, so it is at first a little bit disorienting to the eye for me, but something about this just clicks for me. I don't know if it's a bias because I do enjoy Adventure Time as a show, so maybe as somebody who is sort of a fan of the franchise, I am more inclined to like it, but I just think it really works for the aesthetic. Something about this is just not putting me off like I thought it might. Even seeing photos of it I don't like it as much as I like it in person in front of me. I also like that this is a bigger palette, but the actual footprint of the palette isn't so huge. It's definitely smaller than a ColourPop Mega palette. There's not any wasted space inside. I just think that they did a really good job of capturing the essence, the vibes of Adventure Time, but they didn't make it so gimmicky. They didn't make it too bland and boring. They just really hit the nail on the head for me personally. I actually love the palette. Look, there's even a bunch of shades in here that I don't normally like. Pastels, neons, not usually my thing, but maybe it's the summertime vibes. The summer weather has hit where I live, so maybe I'm just up for a colorful pastel sparkly candy rainbow. I don't know who is she, but I think that this is really cute. And I will say, formula wise, they nailed it with these shadows, particularly the matte shades, the pastels, the neons. Those can be so, so dry. If you're an eyeshadow lover, you have probably experienced the phenomenon of these very white based pastels, these very bright, more neon colors. They can be very dry, pigmenty feeling in the pans. And these do not have that texture. I also want to point out that this comes with pan protectors over the foiled shimmer shades. So you're not missing shadows or anything. You just need to remove those pan protectors. This is a public service announcement. Just wanted to point that out because I'm sure that it would be jarring if you opened up your palette and you thought you were missing some shadows. So those shimmers do have a couple of different textures. I'm sure you could tell from the swatches on my arm. Those are just straight up finger swatches. Some of these are more foily, thick, metallic, have a lot of coverage. Others have more of a sheer base that either need to be layered up or layered over some of the mattes. I have really enjoyed working with this palette. I've been able to create a lot of different looks that I personally really had fun with and yet still felt comfortable wearing. So I'm definitely going to do a follow-up video with some more looks because this palette has a lot to offer. It's been a lot of fun to play with, and I haven't really felt super inspired by a colorful palette like this in a long time. So I'm definitely going to do a follow-up video, and I will also include some comparison swatches in that follow-up video if you were interested. Let me know. I couldn't even think where to start with this. Certainly some of the more rainbow ColourPop mega palettes, and maybe I can dig up my old glam light palettes. That might be a good place to start. But let me know if you have any specific colorful or rainbow palettes that you want to see this one compared to. Like I said, that's not really my jam, so I don't have those jumping to front of mind, but I would love to try to be helpful in the comparison realm with that if you have any certain palettes that you think might be close. So for me, I think the palette is probably at the top of my list, maybe outshined by some of the accessories. I do love the makeup bag and the pocket mirror, as well as the rainbow highlighter. Of the things I've tried, those are my top favorites. I will most likely be purchasing at least one of the lip balms and cream blushes that I didn't get in this PR package because I'm very intrigued by those. But I did want to mention that when they sent this package to me, Lethal Cosmetics also gave me a personalized coupon code to save you 10% on any of your purchases that are made on individual items. So I'm going to put that code on the screen and in the description box. This is not an affiliate code. I don't earn any money when you use it. It basically just lets them know that my video is the resource that you got your information from. So it still helps me out, but just not monetarily. So however you feel about that, you have that information moving forward. The code that they created for me is Makeup.Just.For.Fun 10. So I don't know how useful that's going to be for people to have to type in all that punctuation in the code, but that's what they gave me. So Makeup.Just.For.Fun 10. I'll put it on the screen just in case you want to save a little bit if you're going to buy any individual items. And I would love to hear what you think about this collection, which pieces catch your interest, what types of looks do you want to see in my follow-up video? What comparisons do you want to see in the follow-up video? I always love to take on board your suggestions, and I really just hope to create content that is helpful and useful for you. And it's always a nice bonus if we can learn something, have a little bit of fun, maybe just hanging out together, chilling out together along the way.
I would love to hear what you think about this Adventure Time collection. Are you a fan of the show? Are you a fan of any of these products? Are you planning on putting any of these on your wish list? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Was that weird because you could see it over here? Well, I'll try it again. Okay, it's fine. Doing great. Look at the little tail. That's so cute. I'm a sucker for a makeup bag, I'll tell you that. So much pink. So much pink. I really try to push myself. Pink is my least favorite makeup color, so I've been trying to do a lot of pink and peach and coral and really branch out as much as I can. I can feel the glitter on my lips when I push my lips together. It's not a sensation that I prefer, to be honest with you. The blush isn't for me. I just don't think it's flattering. It's that pH color changing bright pink. I look like I have an illness. Usually I don't go for these chaotic type layouts, but I actually don't mind this one. I don't know why. I think it's because of the really kooky cartooniness of it all. But I actually don't mind it in this one. Where was I? Doing great. Doing great, Amanda. Thanks. I would. Huh? This is definitely sort of a blast from the past. It's taking me back to those, 2014 beauty world days in a good way. Okay. We did it. We did it. I hope that this was fun for you to watch. Thanks for hanging out with me. I love your beautiful little face. And I'll see you real soon in my next video. Okay, bye.